Well, the streets of Diepsloot in Johannesburg are continuing to go up in flames. As you'll see behind me, residents are coming back out to protest. They are protesting against what they call undocumented foreign nationals who they accuse of criminal activities. Earlier, we saw residents march to the police station demanding a man accused of killing a police officer be released so that they can take the law into their own hands. Of course, police did not allow that to happen, and our reporter Slindelo Masikane is on the other side of Diepsloot. Slee, we're seeing tires being burnt yet again. Where are you and what's happening there?
Shahan, we are inside Diepsloot, just a few kilometers away from the police station. We are, of course, on the other side on Ingonyama Street. This is the main road, in fact, that leads into Diepsloot. And as you can see from the visuals, the streets are back up in flames. We do have the community back out in their numbers protesting against the killing of a police officer last week. And they're also protesting against the fact that they're seeing a rise in criminality, which they are blaming on foreign nationals. Here on Ingonyama Street, residents have once again barricaded the roads. We've got a number of community members outside as well as school children. We understand, of course, that police are remaining on high alert. We also understand that there was an injury this morning that resulted from the protest, but police are saying that that particular injury didn't have anything to do with the protest. We know that no arrests have been made, and the particular suspect that is accused of killing the police officer has also been arrested and has made their first appearance in court. Now, what the police are also saying is that they are maintaining a heavy police presence in and around the area, and they're saying that if residents and protesters begin to barricade the main roads surrounding the area, that is when they will take action. But if protesters remain in the area, then they have no problem with it. I am joined by one of Diepsloot residents. Why is the community so angry, and why did you particularly want to take to the streets today?
Actually, it's not like we tolerate that thing of xenophobia attack, but the fact that the killing of our police is the fact, is the what gives us like more problems, is what gives us this angriness, the killing of our police. What
do you want to see happen here in Diepsloot? What needs to happen in order to stop the protesting and restore law and order?
So if the Commander-in-Chief, General Begi, comes here and addresses us himself, he must not send any other people here. He must come for himself and tell us that he will make sure that the killing of police will end. That's all, because we are protected by the police. If you kill our police, what do we need to do? What do we need to do?
How long will you protest for? I understand that the roads are barricaded. How long is the community going to protest for?
So that one I won't tell you up until when, but what I know, it will end. Only if the general himself comes here.
But there's also been some looting, some criminality. Is this also part of the protest?
No, that's not what we made this strike for. So that one is something else. If the people are looting, is their own problem. They've got their own way of doing their criminal activities public. So, but here we only need the order. That's all. The criminal things is their own story.
All right. Thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome.
All right. Shahan, I just want to take you further down Ingonyama Street. As you can see, the community is following me as I speak to you. But if you look further down, this is essentially what the area looks like. Almost all the roads in and around the area have been barricaded, but there has not been any sparks of violence. We're just seeing a lot of burning tires as well as barricaded roads. Back to you.
Yes, Lee, the same situation where I am. We're just seeing barricaded roads and burning tires, and of course containers from earlier on that were thrown across the street. Residents saying ultimately this is not them being violent, but this is them trying to get the attention of the police minister. They say they want immediate action when it comes to the criminality in the area. So let me try to speak to some of the people who are here where I am. Sir, thank you for your time. You've been listening to what everyone else has had to say. say. We're seeing those tires being burnt again. It seems like community members are not going to back down until they get what they want.
Absolutely. Really, the situation is dire as we speak now, since, well, there was a murder of the captain there, but after all, we are all Africans. The problem lies with the hierarchy of the leadership from different countries, especially Southern Africa, SADC in particular, your Zimbabwe or Mozambique.
Yeah.
There is no birth control, there is no clinic, and the situation is it's bad as I speak.
Yeah.
They've got nothing whatsoever. The hierarchy is still signing big deals with the big countries outside of the Africa just to loot. But as African, it is unhuman, it's uncalled for to kill another African.
Yeah.
Whereas we are all African, we deserve life.
Yeah. Do you feel that foreign nationals are being targeted for no valid reason?
There is a valid reason, because since this thing happened, those guys really, they think, they take advantage of our kindness. They think like we don't think straight. Really, majority of them, they are ex-combatant and whatsoever. There is nothing that can put their hand to feed their families in their home. They think crime, it's the way to go.
Yeah.
They think South Africa, it's fertile, it's got everything, so they come here with no documentation. No one can employ them. They resort to criminality.
So this, of course, is leading to growing tensions between locals and foreign nationals living in this area. What's the solution? I mean, why do you think that the police minister is going to come here and make any difference? Don't you need to talk to each other?
Much as some who used to have a residential state in outside countries, I've been screened thoroughly. I've been to Zimbabwe, I've been to Mozambique, I've been to USA. I've been screened thoroughly. Really, people need to be screened coming here. They must also behave like visitors. I think that one, it will work wonders. Yeah. For them to just go undocumented, unregistered, it is uncalled for, because really someone to come in your house without knocking is the same as someone coming in your country without any documentation whatsoever. I think the National Minister of Police must come and account to this one. Yeah. Even those who are working at the border, custom borders, must do their job without taking bribes, because it affected the poor of the poor on the ground in an area of crime activities.
Yeah. So let's talk about the level of criminal activities that's happening in this area. And without pointing out whether or not they're local or foreign nationals, I want to talk about the crimes itself, because that would be the issue for the police minister to deal with. What are you seeing in terms of crimes happening here?
As somebody who's been here forever, I've been here since 2000, was relocated from Alexander coming here. By the time we arrived here, the crime level was normal, but since Diepsloot started to grow and becoming fancy, is when we are experiencing killings, raping, illegal joining of electricity still is the crime in the country, here, especially in Diepsloot in particular. That is the situation that needs to be corrected in no time. Because if we can call the police to come and respond here, they don't reside here, they're just coming in for work. We as a resident must take this into our own hands.
Yeah. And very quickly, I see that the tires are being set alight again. Can you promise, as one of the community members here, that you will not target foreign nationals into the evening?
It's a yes or no answer, because when people are up to no good, you can't control them. Especially, I'm not residing with them. They are angry. They've had enough. They need a quick response to this one, because crime, it's not good to each and every one of us staying around here.
All right, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it. That's one of the residents speaking to us about the situation in Diepsloot. And as I mentioned, if you are just joining us, this is a special edition of The Lead. We're coming to you live from Diepsloot, just outside of Johannesburg. Residents, of course, are angry regarding certain foreign nationals who they say are undocumented, accusing them of criminal activity. We'll get more information and more reaction from residents on the ground, as well as from Slindelo Masikane, who's following those protesters elsewhere in the area.